Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. It is Tuesday, December 27th as I sit here and shoot this video, and it is my birthday. I am now 38 years old. I usually shoot a new video on a Monday, so here we are, and I thought a drugstore get ready with me sounded about right for a day like today. So I'm just going to do a look that I think I'm going to enjoy, products I love, something that's going to be long wearing for me today. I hope you all had a great Christmas. We had so much fun around here. We actually had the week leading up to Christmas, we had a stomach bug going on. It started with Belle, it quickly went to Eve, and at about the same time, Bub got it too. And then Bubba and I kind of remained unscathed with this situation, so fingers crossed that it stays that way. I feel like the way it just bounced among all of them so quickly, if we haven't gotten it by now, we're probably good. But there were some tense days there leading up to Christmas. I'm like, gosh, I hope nobody's throwing up on Christmas Day. Unfortunately, everything was good for Christmas Day. But wow, I mean, these are things that I gotta say, I'm so glad that the kids are back to in-person learning this year. But man, does it stress you out more with the illnesses? Because last year when Belle was learning from home, it was like there was nothing going on. Nobody was sick for an entire year. Probably didn't give the immune system a lot to do, but now we're paying for that, I guess. But anyways, I'm gonna get started. I am going to prep my skin. Like, I've already got my moisturizers and everything on, but I want to use this Maybelline Skin Perfector 4-in-1 as my primer. I've been doing this sometimes, and I do really like the look. I did a full review on this product, by the way, if you're interested. It's kind of like a lower cost alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people say that already. It does leave a little bit of like skin tone color there. And then I'm just gonna go around and blend that in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And as you can see, my skin now has a lot more like glow to it. And it could be a product that you apply just like that, and maybe you wear it with some concealer, or you just kind of wear it alone for a really light day. You could do that, but I kind of like using it like a primer. That's sort of what it makes me think of in terms of its best function. It's also pretty on top of the skin if you want to get like a kind of a liquid highlight thing going. There's that. I was looking through my foundations and I thought, you know, I just want Ultra Reliable here. I want my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte. This is in soft beige. And I'm just gonna dab this around on my skin. And like I've said before, I just frost the cake until the spatula's clean. And then I'm just gonna bounce this in with my Beauty Blender. And I've just come to really enjoy the coverage of this, the staying power, how well it seems to work with just anything I want to throw on with it. Different primers, different concealers. Like, this can just be a really nice constant for me, you know? Really got my eyebrow there. Whoops. It definitely has not been feeling Christmassy in terms of the weather around here right now. We had like a 70-degree Christmas. So weird. And I'm sure there are some people who enjoy that, but I'm definitely like the one who's always hoping it's going to be a white Christmas. I like the snow and the cold. That all contributes to the Christmassy mood to me. I don't want it to be feeling like springtime out there. So I just didn't get out a whole lot and pretended like it was cold. So is that not some really good coverage? It's super even. It doesn't look too heavy. Blends in with ease. I'm just a huge fan of that foundation, and then I'm going to use a concealer I love as well, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Medium Sand. This happens to be just my regular version that I pulled out, but I just kind of alternate, you know. I use, why did I go putting, I went and bounced some tracks over here with my big buckfoot applicator. I don't need that much. Okay, it's okay, we're using the Beauty Blender, so getting on a roll today. What I was trying to say was I can easily go between this and the hydrating. I really like them both. Probably like the hydrating a little better this time of year, but it really only takes 1, maybe 2 dots in that area, and I just gave it like 3. It's still turning out, don't worry. Oh guys, I've definitely got some stuff to share in terms of what I got for Christmas. I got some cool like beauty gadgetry. I got an ice roller, and I'll show it to you. I'll devote a whole video to the haul, but oh my gosh, is it great. I absolutely love it. I'm 2 for 2 since getting it on nights sitting on the couch and just rolling the heck out of my face. And I swear it takes down some puffiness. Not to overshare, but oversharing. It's that time of the month, and my face always, like, I feel like it gets puffy and kind of bloated. There's just some added water retention, I think, around that time, and I feel like this helped a lot. in the face. So now we've amped up the coverage even more around the nose and the eyes and the T-zone like we like to do. And then I pulled out a loose powder that I really love. It doesn't always get a mention, but it's the Believe Beauty, what do they call it? Matte Blur Loose Powder in Translucent. I love this powder. It's really, really fine. Just a super high quality powder. And yeah, this is your Dollar General exclusive brand. So I'm gonna set my T-zone and my under eye with that. Yeah, I've really gotten along well with this loose powder. Doesn't make me look like too thick with powder, but does exactly what I want it to do. Helps the staying power, mattifies, perfects. So now is probably the time to talk about Christmas decorations. The fact that that's probably gonna be there for a little while longer. Because I never take it down right after Christmas, you guys. I'm too attached. I never want it to come down right after Christmas, and I consider the holidays, included in holidays, it's New Year's, okay? So I still want the festive stuff around. After New Year's, maybe we'll talk about taking something down. I've never been in a rush to take down the decorations, and people go to me like, there's a Christmas tree in the background. I can see it back there. And it's really sad for me up in the makeup room because I've really come to enjoy this pom-pom garland and the lights back there. I think they are so cute. What do, you guys? If I were to keep a lighted garland around there, would that still scream Christmas too much? Be honest with me. Like, I'm talking well into the winter. Would that still be too Christmassy for you? Instead of having maybe that garland, could I switch it up slightly and it could still be acceptable? Or are we still just gonna see that and think Christmas? I don't know. There are other kinds of cool garland. Like, I know I could do a fall one eventually, or maybe there's something for spring, but what do you do for winter? Like, I still want something kind of there for winter. Okay, I pulled out my Ulta Baked Sculpt and Glow in the Santorini Sun shade. So this is available, the Tahitian Glow or whatever I had before. I don't know, it looks like there's something available that maybe they just renamed for some reason. But anyways, I'm gonna use this kind of marbled bronzer that really makes me think Hourglass. And I'm just gonna apply that for a little color. So what am I going to do for my birthday? Well, it is a Monday. A lot of people are probably, you know, like Bub, for example, going back to work this week, at least until New Year's Eve or whatever. He'd probably work a little bit on New Year's Eve, honestly. But my mom and dad are coming over to like help out with the kids and hang out and stuff, and I might have a little getaway just to do some shopping or whatever. And then tonight I thought it would be fun to, like, once Bubba gets to bed, let the girls stay up late, and me and Bub and the girls like camp out on the couch and order, like, DoorDash some fun like appetizers and just a whole spread of food that I like, and then we just cuddle up and watch a movie, because normally they don't like stay up late. I mean, they have had some nights here and there where they have around Christmas, we've had stuff going on, but I thought that would be really fun to do with them, because sometimes when we think about like Bub and I doing something, we think about the kids and it's like, oh well, they can't do this or that with us, but really it's Bubba that's all back. He's the 2-year-old, and you know, he can't just chill on the couch and sit through a movie, and one day he will be able to, and it's going to be great, but right now he really can't. But the girls can do fun things like that, so we're just going to have, I think, just a cozy fun night in, and that's just what I feel like I'd like to do tonight. So I've got that contour on. Well, it's not really a contour, it's a bronzer. I mean, it's whatever you want it to be, but look at that chiseled cheekbone there. Like, man, what I find with this shade is that it's very buildable. You know, it looks significantly lighter than, let's say, Laura Geller's Bronze and Brighten in medium, the one that I have, but it builds to a point where I'm super satisfied with that. There's a reason why they're Emily Award winners, baby. Okay, so we're gonna go down here to this blush. It's kind of a matte rosy blush. I love it. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Birthday blush, birthday blush. Is it kind of strong? Yeah. Do I like it? Yes. Don't mess with me. My birthday. Not that any of you mess with me on my blush. I really appreciate that about you. You let me be me. You wear my blush, let me take it down to the apples of my cheeks. You know what song I have going through my head right now? Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. It's the holiday season. Now we have a really pretty icy highlight in here, so I've grabbed out the old Real Techniques setting brush. And look, I mean, this is for real. I buff over it so it kind of just becomes this veil, so I can't really see the streak that was initially applied, but look at that cheek. Oh, how much do we love this little trio? If you don't have it yet, it needs to get gotten. Buffing, buffing, buffing. Take time to buff. It makes a difference in the way that whole surface of the skin looks. It becomes very much a not makeup-y thing and just a glow thing. I'm putting a little bit up there, put a little bit right here, just a little bit. For setting spray, I'm going to use my Catrice HD Active Performance, which is probably the closest thing to Urban Decay All Nighter. Locked in place. Want to look good my entire birthday. Thank you, Erica. A couple years ago, my friend Erica, the Rae Dunn connoisseur that she is, gave me this. You know what it might be fun to do tonight while we're doing our little movie and snacks? Maybe I'll redo my nails finally. I just really haven't had time, you guys. And last night, once Yellowstone came on, I mean, I'm just, that's all I'm gonna do is watch that. I'm just gonna reach for e.l.f. Instant Lift because it was right there, and then Brow Fast Sculpt. So who is your favorite character on Yellowstone? Now, I like Beth. Beth is, in many ways, she's so over the top with the way she sometimes deals with people. I think it's almost a little unrealistic. But I like her, you know. I love Rip. It's got to be Rip or John for me. Sometimes I really go for the characters that have like more subtleties about them, like where you just barely see a little, they're not always doing the big personality thing. You know what I mean? Like there's something that feels really real to me about the characters that where it's just a, you know, a look on the face or just a little something. The little expressions, the very brief things said that sometimes just make you feel like, oh, that's a person I know or something. I don't know. Enough character analysis from me. Casey hasn't been as huge a part of this season so far, except what was left at the, I'm not going to ruin it for people who haven't gotten there yet, but the end of this last episode, I think he's going to become more of a story. Who else watches It's a Wonderful Life, like on Christmas Eve? And what we did was we watched like half of it on Christmas Eve, Bub and I did, and then we're like, okay, we've got to get to bed. And so we finished the other half on Christmas night. I love that movie so much. That might be my favorite movie, you guys. I'm going to cry if I start talking about it. I'm too tender about that movie. Like, it's very relatable to many people who underestimate the impact they are making in people's lives. And sometimes you're going through something difficult and it gets you down and it gets you discouraged and it causes you to forget like all the positives, you know? And I think everybody's been there at some point in time, but he, you know, gets shown, here's what life would be like if you weren't here. And just the elation when he is then back. I just adore that. And that's another thing where I was telling Bub, like, when you get to the end of the movie and you're watching George Bailey stand there with his family and people are like saying, you know, we've got this money, we got this, we blah, blah, blah. And he's just standing there and he could be like saying this big talky speech, but he's just standing there in absolute awe of what's going on. Then when the daughter makes the comment about the angel wings, like I've fully lost it by then. It is just so darn heartwarming. And so many times in that movie, like, it's an expression, you know, that just gets you. When he's going on his little, like, negative rampage, and then Mary's just standing there like they just, the whole vibe is so on her face. Okay, so I've got my brows filled in. Talk about autopilot. How did we end up here? What other show do you want me to analyze now? Brow Fast Sculpt. I'm sorry. Now I hope did I ruin It's a Wonderful Life if nobody's seen it? No, I don't think I did. I think you still have to see it if you, obviously that was not enough. You must see it. I feel like I've seen it pretty much every holiday. So I've just given my brows that little fluff and boost from the Brow Fast Sculpt, which I just love and adore. Of course I'm going to use that on my birthday. Of course I'm going to pull out Milani eyeshadow primer. I kind of wanted to use my Rudolph palette today. By the way, I still wanting to wear my holiday gear. But I also had a real feeling like I wanted to use this. Believe Beauty, this was another thing on the cusp of winning an Emily Award. You know, I think the deal for me was that I just wasn't in love with enough of the spread, like where I could sit here and say, oh my gosh, get any of those Wet n Wild 10 pan palettes. I love them. With these I maybe don't feel quite as just like grab any of them, but I love this neutral one in Nearly Nude from Believe Beauty, Dollar General. I love this little 6-pan palette, and I really haven't used it in a long time. I also do think I want to do a red lip today, so I feel like all out neutral would be good. So I usually begin in my crease with one of these like top 2 shades, even though there's some shimmer, like they work out well in the crease. So I went to this bronzy one. And I've even got a new little mirror. This is going to be another part of the new stuff for Christmas haul, but right down in front of me I had an old little just like hand mirror on a stand, and it had become like actually kind of scratched and stuff, like I just wasn't getting a very clear look at myself. This little thing that I have here, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I'm loving it. But I felt like George Bailey on Christmas morning when I woke up and I wasn't sick, and I was so worried that like by that night it was gonna bounce over to me, this crazy like stomach bug that Nookie and Biddy and Bub had. I was just really scared that me or Bubba was gonna wake up on Christmas morning feeling awful. And when I woke up and I wasn't feeling awful, I was just like, hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm just loving life right now, like I'm here, and that's literally all I need to be happy right now. Okay, so then I'm just buffing over the edge of that. That's just a little soft crease, you know, no big whoop. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of this shade. It's like kind of a copper shimmer. And these shades, I mean, if you haven't yet gotten this, you pick it up and get it home and be like, oh, this is Dollar General. Explore Believe Beauty, my friends. Go back. Summertime, I believe, was when I put out like a new Believe Beauty kind of one brand video. Really good stuff. Okay, so I'm going over what I did. Just like so. Just, it warms it up a little bit, but not like crazy. And then I want to go in with that matte cream highlight right here. So 2 mattes in this palette. It's here and that one. We're moving on to this now. This is our matte, I don't know, we'll call that a rich mahogany. It's a nice dark brown, and it's got maybe a little bit of, camera decided to stop on me there. What I was saying was it's a nice dark brown with, I think, a hint of reddish tone. And that's going to be patted right out here for me. Why? Because it's my birthday. Love working with a good solid brown, a good quality, rich shade. Just makes me happy. Looky there. Okay, then I'm feeling like taking Profusion small pointed brush, same shade, and now we get like a little more precise about it. Oh, I love it. Don't underestimate a great neutral little 6-pan Dollar General eyeshadow. Nearly Nude is what you want. That's my favorite. Another one that I did like as well was this one called Sultry Sunset. That's a dark brown under that security label there. That one's really pretty if you like even more warmth, but as you can see, this more just neutral. I'm taking that same shade and we're just going down. I don't know if I want to go real lower lash line heavy, but just kind of hit the outside. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this coppery shade and hit the center of my lid with that. See how pretty that sheen and shimmer is? Oh, it's like not too metallic shiny, but just a gentle shimmer. And then inward further with this. Look how easy we're patting this on, getting that beautiful shine. Oh, hadn't used this in a while. Glorious. Love that. Happy birthday to me. We're going to roll in with some liquid liner here, some NYX Epic ink. I do believe we will be winging it out today. Now that's going to be followed by the application of more dark brown with an angled brush. I just love that look of that clean wing. Just kind of going underneath your wing and to your lower lash line. Sometimes I don't do this, sometimes I just feel compelled. Curling the lashes. Oh man, my mom made an apple pie. She knew apple pie was my favorite. She made apple pie for Christmas. It was the most perfect apple pie. I mean, my mom can bake, I tell you what. Not only is it the best tasting, but it's the prettiest apple pie too. I actually have a full apple pie tutorial on my vlog channel. Oh, we did that years ago. You can see exactly how she does it. I'm going to use this Essence Lash Princess Curl and Volume because I pretty much don't have hardly any left in my sculpted volume, which is my favorite, but this one's pretty good too. This one I wasn't quite so like gaga about as soon as I opened it, but it definitely like, it aged well. You know, maybe I won't do a red lip today because I feel like then this look is going to turn out looking a lot like the last look that I did. Like I did that high-end Get Ready With Me. I don't want to be just like that. Okay, I'm going to do Lash Discovery on my lower lashes, and then I'm going to give it even more staying power by sealing it with Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. Wanting to stay all drugstore, but you know. So I just go over it, and then this just makes me feel more secure. Even though I think the Lash Discovery does wear well, this just helps even more. Because sometimes, like I said, my lower lashes, they may not be making a ton of impact on camera, but they are kind of long, okay? And they do touch areas that I don't always want touched. Next up, I'm going to pop on some lashes, and I will rejoin you for lips. Okay, gang, how's that for some birthday glam? Those are, I believe, the Koko lashes in the style called Soho. They're super fluffy. They're kind of my go-to glam lash, and I just had them sitting around up here, so I thought I'd put them on. For the lips, like I said, this video, like this eye look reminds me a lot of what I did with the Natasha Denona Glam palette like just last week. So I don't just want to pop on a red lip and like recreate that full look for you. So I'm going to do something a little toastier with this one. I'm going to really play off of those toasty shades on the eyes, and I'm going to use my Superstay Matte Ink Crayon in the shade Enjoy the View. So this color is kind of like a deep, kind of warm, there's some peachiness in it. I got it at the same time I got Live on the Edge. When I was talking about a duo of great fall shades, this was the lighter of the two. Yeah, I'm going to get this on, and then I think I'm going to blend some Revlon chocolate into it. Okay, this is what I mean by that Revlon Color Stay lip liner in chocolate. And we're just going to start on the outsides and kind of work it in a little bit. My lips are a bit dry. They could have used a little exfoliation. So this shade that I've got on, as you can see, it's kind of a little warmer, a little rosier than Milani's Teddy Bear, if you need a little reference. But here we are kind of deepening it up a little, giving a little dimension. Kind of came up with our own color there. That's pretty. A little blend right there. Lip liners kind of need to be blended into, especially if you're working with mattes, like it really shows where you leave off. Oh, I also did a little light liner in the lower inner rim because I needed to look a bit more alive. And do we need more blush? I think we actually do. That was from this compact. A little bit. So thank you guys so much for joining me on my birthday. Of course, this won't air on my birthday, but you can pretend it's my birthday. But Monday, today is my birthday. I am so grateful for another year on this earth. I don't look at the number of my age and think, oh, I'm getting old. I think, thank you, God, for keeping me here. And I'm just going to be so grateful to be with my family today. I'm super excited because I get to see Pup soon. That'll be this next weekend, so it's going to be a fun few days ahead. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I wish you the best day, and I will see you again very soon. Please leave your requests, by the way, in the comments section. I always feel like once we close the Emily Awards book, it's like time to renew and refresh. I know a video that I will have coming up very soon is what I got for Christmas, because I've just got some cool things that I want to show you. But yeah, beyond that, please let me know what you want to see. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.